gone back up that way in front. It's weird because he went out by himself.
Wait. I hope I'm not getting this. The glare is kind of hard to see through. There's at least 4 of them. All right. You're looking at the same stuff as yesterday, but it turns out that today it's all sucked in. This is what Antarctica might look like if you get here and can see only very little in contrast to what we saw yesterday. But for me, it's more an opportunity to think about luck, because it's just a matter of luck, according to the people who've been here a million times, that we got the great weather we did, and so we're able to see all the things we saw and do all the things we did. So when you travel, you just never know what you're going to get, and sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's not. And for me, that's one of the most fascinating things, because as those of you who have done a lot of air travel know, you can select a seat that you think's best in terms of leg room or what have you, but then you'll get plunked down right next to, it could be the man or woman of your dreams, or it could be somebody that wants to tell you about how well their daughter's doing in some place you've never heard of, and how their grandkids are the best since the beginning of humanity. And that will in turn cause you to do one thing rather than another, and so on. So, while most people, usually the area out here is just filled with people who want to film stuff, today nobody wants to film anything. They're not as ridiculous as I am and won't just sit out here and talk about fog and fortune. Or I guess rather luck, because it's more a matter of, short term. the smallest incidents where you do wind up having a foggy rather than a sunny day, or are sitting next to this person rather than that, then becomes that long-term fortune. Because having made this turn to the left, your circumstances or possibilities are narrowed to only those things that show up in that way and or in that direction. Now, of course, you can always turn back right, but it's not the same as having turned right in the first place, and so on. So I'd say you could come down to Antarctica, be just as lucky as I was yesterday, just as unlucky as I am today, and wind up doing something different than you would have done, say, when I start going to the gym in a little while instead of being out here. So I'll show you the deck as I find it now, largely devoid of people, right? Because they're all inside doing something else. They're sucked in with fog just like everyone else, and so their lives are going a different direction. Now, why that interests some people more than others, I cannot say. Though when I see the reactions that people have had to being here, some are, as I think I said before, lunar or otherworldly, or it reminds me that I'm on a planet which I don't normally think about, and so on. Some of us kind of get stuck there. That the details of how to make a particular recipe or something like that aren't nearly as interesting as the bigger picture, where you're trying to figure out your place in the cosmos and wrestling with how tiny and insignificant this recipe you're making is. For those people who don't want to go through the bad luck or the bad days that are necessary to get to the good ones, I would just say, buck up, everyone does it. And it's part of the joy, so to speak, of traveling, that luck plays such a significant role. It always does, as I said before, but you can really tell it when you get a day like this. And you find yourself the only one out. It's freezing, by the way, so I'm going to shut up. It's right about 32 or 0 degrees centigrade, so that's enough yak for today.
Oh, wow. I know.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I did see. It's nice.
Melanie? Oh, Melinda, right. I thought you wanted to do that. Oh, you're just yes.
Good morning. A lot of snow this morning, and we've been lucky that it's burned off most of it, and we're out in the area around where the Shackleton expedition went bad, and now these poor bastards got stuck. You can see most of the mountains that are out here on the what is our port side, and from the history I gather, it's only been about 130 years since people started exploring it, and while it's left the place largely pristine, it's just amazing how much people were able to do that long ago, and how much more easily I can get down here than they did. So some of it has to do with, as far as travel goes, some of it has to do with what age you're in. We're in an age when people like me, just an average Joe, can go traveling and see parts of the world that were completely unavailable. Really not that long ago. So and if you see somewhere here in the foreground, you might see a whale or two come up. There have been, mostly besides the killer whales that we saw a couple of days ago, it's been mostly humpback whales. Any of the footage you see, those are humpbacks. There were a couple fin whales. I don't think I got any of them on here, but they're out there. In fact, here's one right there. Let's see if he comes back up. I mean, it's just an odd thing. Like I was saying about luck, we're in an age when the average person can go out and see all kinds. Well, the average person in certain economies can go out and see things that were just available only to a rare few in the past. And we passed. It's too far for me to catch on the video here, but we passed a school of like a couple of thousand penguins. So these killer whales have got plenty of food, and apparently there are a lot of little fish for the penguins to feed on. And like the old Woody Allen line, it's like nature's one big restaurant. It's nature red in tooth and claw, and it's kind of brutal, but you've got to make a living somehow out here. And these in these cold waters, I mean, it's still around freezing now. There's a very, very light snow still going, and we've got to more or less constantly eat in order to keep their energy up. So it's beautiful. I think it's the last day that we're going to be in Antarctica, and try to get a few more shots. There's several of those over there. There's a likelihood of the fog coming back in, so we'll just be able to see. Be a matter of where it pans out. But things are looking good. I'm assuming there's going to be a way back. It's almost as smooth through the Drake Passage as we had coming down. We'll see. We should know that by tomorrow, because we've got to head back up towards South America. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to express, and I keep hearing people say that. But it's got to be one of those beautiful places that we've seen. All right, turns like the sun did come out. You can see things a lot more clearly now. We are in a place that kind of reminds me, sometimes I guess everyone does woe is me moments. I wasn't born a millionaire, or whatever the deal is. And then you run into folks that are less fortunate than you, and you think, gosh, what the heck was I thinking? I've got it all. There's one guy on the boat has only one leg. I go, I got both. And people who wound up here in the first place were here this later. And had to live 4 months. For 4 months under two overturned lifeboats after ship got frozen in. Hold on 1 second.
Even on the ship was ice.
Yeah. And then what everyone's focused on over here is a rock near where those guys had to live for all that time, with a whole bunch of penguins roosting. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't go hungry.
So they actually lived here then? This is where they were living?
But, yeah, I mean, you imagine that would be out here, not just for 4 months, blizzards.
Yeah, where's the flat place that they were living on?
You don't know that
They didn't
you're not
want
going
to
to die here.
There's a big
So as
chunk of
beautiful
it.
as it is, it's a good reminder of how easy we got it.
Yeah.
Alright, here's the last of Antarctica. I've just heard from someone who works down here that that's about 500 yards long, hundreds of feet tall. And maybe the last thing we see as we leave here. It's called see what's